The College Football 26 reveal trailer dropped just yesterday, and today EA Sports is having a lot of content creators down to their Orlando studio to get a behind the scenes look and actual playtime with the game in both College Football 26 and Madden 26. And some of the content creators invited had been making posts about what they're seeing on their X account, including some that they were forced to delete. And I'm going to go over all those leaks, including the ones that were deleted in today's video. But before I do, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Now, the majority of the posts that I'm going to go over, including the ones that were deleted, come from an account from a YouTuber and a content creator by the name of Kurt Benkert, who is a former quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. He got a lot of notoriety on YouTube now. He makes a lot of content creation, trying to basically show people how to do real life football in Madden. And I'm guessing college football as well, even though I haven't really watched much of his channel. But I did see a post on Reddit saying that he had a lot of stuff that he was posting behind the scenes about the game, including several posts that were forcibly deleted, most likely from EA, because when content creators go down there, they have to sign NDAs and they have to agree to a certain time schedule when they're allowed to let certain information out. And I guess that he was going a little bit too far with that, and they made him delete a couple of things. So I'm going to go over those first. Now, the first one I'm going to go over is a X post that was not deleted, where it talks about the lighting in College Football 26, which is actually one of the things that I had more comments about than anything in the video that I put out yesterday, where I tried to break down what new changes were made or what we could see in the reveal trailer. I'll have links in the description as well as on screen in the video if you guys want to check that out. But one of the things that wasn't really answered based off of just that trailer was what the lighting and what the weather will look like. And we got some answers today from Kurt Benkert's X account, where he says College Football 26 will have dynamic lighting. 7 p.m. in September will have different shadows than 7 p.m. in November. The sun will change as the game goes on as well, and it will also change geographically to match true to the region that the game is being played, which is something that I know a lot of people really wanted to see. It should be really exciting for people that want more authenticity in the game, because we're in an age now where you see this in a lot of different games. It really shouldn't be that hard to implement, and it looks like EA is implementing this into College Football 26 to say the very least. Now, he also spills a lot of leaks about Madden, but he did not mention that for Madden. He only mentioned that for College Football 26, so time will tell. Now, something else that he said about College Football 26 has to do with defense. I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed with the fact that they felt that DBs either couldn't catch interceptions or maybe they were catching too many interceptions. I had somebody comment saying that it was easier to catch a ball on defense than it was on offense. Well, they did tinker with the system a little bit here, as you can see on this next post, where he says that defenders can't intercept the ball anymore if they don't get their eyes around in College Football 26. Less interceptions rewards anticipation and ball placement on throws. So if you have somebody playing man coverage and they're basically trailing a receiver, they're not going to be able to intercept the ball in College Football 26 based off of this new mechanic change, where essentially if they can't turn around or get their head around, it's going to make it hard to get the ball. So we're going to have less interceptions, which is something that in the past was a little less organically done, where I think that EA in both College Football and Madden basically made it that a lot of defenders would just drop picks. Well, now they're only going to be able to catch the ball if their eyes are turned around and if they're looking in the direction of the quarterback throwing the ball. So it makes me think that in the future, if you do everything required to get an interception, you won't be questioning why you're dropping picks. You'll just get the interception, which sounds like something that a lot of people want and will make the game much more authentic. Now, the next two I'm going to go over were two tweets that were deleted, one of which talks about QB DNA, which is something that apparently you can see as a feature in the PlayStation Store. It says signature QB holds, full animation arm angles on the run, QB ball carrier moves in the pocket, which was also shown in the trailer, where Bryce Underwood did a spin in the pocket to essentially evade a pass rusher before throwing the ball, which is something that you can't currently do in college football or Madden, as you don't have those type of ball carrier moves in the pocket. It also says QB height changes vision and passing windows. Now, another deleted X post talks about completely new player movement. It says a combination of the best parts of College Football 25 and Madden 25, more explosive. It says 4.2 feels like 4.2, which could be cool, but at the same time, if you remember last year, we had 99 speed receivers that would just run past cornerbacks no matter what you did. There was no way to cover them. A lot of times you played against like South Carolina or something like that, you played against Nick Harbor, they would just basically bomb it up to the 99 speed receiver, and there was nothing you could do. Even if you backed off, even if you played over the top, there was no way to combat that. So if 4.2 feels like 4.2, I hope it's still that way when it comes to the defensive side of the ball where the defense can actually cover this, because it was really just broken. It didn't matter what mode you would play. If you had a guy fast enough, you could just bomb it up, and that's not really that fun. In conclusion, so far with his time with the game, Kurt Benkert did say that he thinks the CFB 26 will be one of the best sports games ever created. He said that they took community feedback, implemented the changes, went further in depth, made navigating the game more efficient, and amplified the authentic feel of the schools. It's clear that this team loves their job, so that should make you feel good, because I know a lot of people are kind of down on the potential of College Football 26, because College Football 25, as good as it was, still left a lot to be desired. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the college football stuff there, because the next couple of tweets I'm going to go over are all Madden 26 related, but I don't know how many of these things are going to be in both games, because even in the things that I just went over for College Football 26, you notice like the quarterback movement in the pocket, or the quarterback ball carrier moves in the pocket, is something that I think he was referring to Madden 26, but we already saw in the College Football 26 trailer. So going forward here, we're going to be talking about Madden 26, but I don't know how many of these features are actually going to be in both games. Now, the first tweet here that we're going to talk about is where he talks about how they completely revamped running targeting in Madden 26, handling free hitters in the box, swapping targets on the fly. He says that running the ball will be a viable core for schemes in Madden 26, which is a lot like College Football 25 was, as most people, I think, were runners more than anything. Passing really was one of the only things you really could do at a high level in Madden 26, because there were so many different, or in Madden 25 I should say, because there were so many different ways to stop the run. Well, it seems like a lot of people in Madden like to run the ball too, because they're basically changing that back. It also says that gaps will matter on defensive schemes to counter RPOs, as RPOs are becoming more viable, especially in college football. And it also is becoming really relevant in the league, with guys like Jalen Hurts winning the Super Bowl MVP, the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, using a lot of RPOs. So it's definitely becoming more apparent in the NFL. It says this game is becoming 3D chess. We got a couple of smaller ones here, like long snappers are now in Madden. I always thought the long snappers were in Madden. I think they usually had them listed as like either like the third or fourth tight end, or they would have them listed as like a backup center or something like that. But I didn't think that that wasn't a feature that was in the game. I don't know if they'll just have a position called long snappers now. I don't really know what that's about, but I know the Eagles long snapper has been in the game in years past, usually just out of position and not necessarily called a long snapper. We also got a lot of really interesting information when it comes to coaches, including AI being in Madden 26, based on the fact that they're going to use an AI predicted play calling with reasoning coming to coaching suggestions and teams you play against in Madden 26. So if you like to use coaching suggestions and you play with the Lions, there's a chance that Dan Campbell with the Lions is more likely to go for it on fourth down at midfield than other coaches based on down, distance, and situation. The Eagles are another team that goes for it on fourth down a lot. I think the Bills go for it on fourth down a lot. There's a lot of teams that go for it on fourth down more often than others based off of that team's philosophy. I know the Steelers have in the past. I'm guessing that Kansas City does quite a bit. So based off of if you're playing superstar mode, which is something that obviously you don't get to pick the play calls in those scenarios. If you play for the Bills, or if you play for the Lions specifically, which is probably the most, I think the Washington Commanders are another team that's really known for going for it a lot on fourth down. If you're playing with any of these teams, you're probably going to be forced in situations where you have to go for it more often than not. And that includes if you're playing the computer and you're playing against the Lions, just like in college football. I mean, if you play certain teams in college football, this was really where they integrated a lot of this stuff from college football over to Madden, where if you're playing against certain teams in college football that like to run hurry up all the time, you would be playing against an offense that's running hurry up nonstop, and you wouldn't have a choice, because that's how that college program runs their offense. So they're obviously implementing some of that same type of stuff into Madden, as we're seeing that here just a year later. Another thing that he mentions when it comes to Madden that I can't imagine won't be ported over to college football is the ability to wear hundreds of different clothing options, which if you create a coach in college football right now, I think you get like 3 or 4. Like, it's a ridiculously small amount. I can't imagine it's too difficult to put that in both games, but he does mention that as a head coach, and then he says at Madden. So I would be disappointed if they didn't add that in college also, but I have no real confirmation about that either way. And then the last bit of information that was shared was a post that was once again deleted called "The Biggest Franchise Update in Over a Decade." I saw RBT, another content creator, also posted this. There a lot of people, one of the tweets that he put out said something about how this is going to be the best Madden in 10 years. And if he's talking about that same 10-year cycle decade, obviously there's something coming big to franchise. It may be something similar to some rumors that we heard about how there's going to be more of like an open world, but I don't know if that's necessarily something that's got the community as excited as these content creators are saying as they actually had hands-on time with it. Let me know in the comment section what you think this is. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there though. If you guys want to see more videos that I've put out breaking down leaks and stuff like that from college football and Madden, that pop up on screen right now, so just click links. Until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.